still stuck in my teeth. Did you notice when I chew I have a double chin? Good morning. It is Wednesday, May 1st. And to celebrate May, I'm wearing my coat to school because that's awesome that it's 38 degrees outside on the first day of May. I mean, wow. What a gift. What a gift. Okay, so last summer, right before school started, my family came to help me set up my classroom. And several months ago, I found a piece of bread from one of the sandwiches they had been eating behind my bookshelf. Well, today I inadvertently knocked over a whole bucket of popsicle sticks behind my bookshelf, and look what was waiting for me behind the bookshelf. Someone left their entire lunch for me to find. Now, what's shocking to me is this is from August. And guys, it's May. This bread has been here for almost a year, and it is not moldy. It's good homemade bread, and apparently it will never go bad. Also, there were never any ants or anything like that. I do not understand. How did this bread last for this long? With no bugs to eat it, no mold to speak of. Like, it's crunchy, but there's some dead ants on it. This is the most bizarre thing that has ever happened.
My favorite thing about when I make anchor charts is when I spell the words wrong on the top. Good thing I can just slice the top part off and use the bottom. How embarrassing.
So it's Monday and we have 19 days left of school, and if that is any indication of the crazy level here in the classroom to you, you know. If it's not, crazy level's high. I have no shame in the fact that I'm about to bribe them into silence during math with candy. So what I'm gonna do is put 2, maybe 3 Starbursts on each desk, and anytime they're off task or talking, I take one away, and at the end of the lesson, whatever you have left, you can eat. I think it's a great idea. Okay, little bragging moment for a second. A couple weeks ago, I was staying at school really late, and I decided to go ahead and skeletal plan out the rest of the year, what I was gonna do for the last month, so all of May. And today I took those skeleton plans and I made rough draft lesson plans for the last 3 weeks of school. Well, last 2 weeks, because this week I've already planned for. So I am basically planned through the rest of the school year, and that feels pretty freaking awesome. I did just realize something though. Even though I'm planned all the way through the end of the year, there is one substandard that I just realized that I do not have anywhere in my lesson plans, and that's learning about arrays. That's what they start with in 3rd grade, so honestly, if I don't get to it, it's not a huge deal, but I should probably at least pretend to touch on it. So I'm not nearly as done as I thought I was, because I need to go add those back in. But I have semi-lesson plans for the entire rest of the year, guys. We have 2 Mondays left. I'm actually getting kind of excited. Last week, I thought I was going to die. This week, I'm like, I think we're going to get there, and we're going to have fun doing it. So that's promising. Things are looking up. Keep bribing kids with Starbursts, and I think we're going to be all right. Another day closer to the end of the year. Many exciting things happened today, / things I want to show off and show you. So let me just walk you through some of the things that are going on right now.
Number 1, today the bar holding the headphones decided it had also had enough and fell off the wall. I repaired it. It fell off again. Thus you can see the holes in the wall where the screws were not sufficient, and the headphones are now all in a basket.
That was awesome. Good news though. Found out today that I got a grant back in December that nobody knew about, so I now have money to buy nice racks that I will probably need to screw into the cinder block, because that wall, I discovered it when I pulled the screws out today, is just sitting against whatever's behind it. So the screws weren't really in anything solid. So good and bad news.
Next news, my whiteboard is so full of things right now, but the thing I really wanted to show you is this super cute anchor chart I made yesterday. Used all the tricks of tracing it, and then decided it would be more fun if I actually used movie quotes instead of just people saying random things. So I colored characters and used actual movie quotes to show how to use quotation marks. And it's super cute, and I'm really proud of my work. Final thing, because it's the end of the school year and it's Teacher Appreciation Week, they gave us snacks today, and I went and took all the extra Swedish fish. This was full up to here, and I've been eating all of them while I try and figure out how to engage students in word problems for 2 more weeks.
Okay, so enough of me just blabbing about random stuff. I'm going to share one idea with you for the end of the year, and then I will finally end this video that seems to never end. Okay, so since it's the end of the year, we need something to do writing-wise, but I didn't want it to be too much of a big project because there's going to be so many things in between, but I wanted it to be something the kids would actually be excited about. So we haven't done hardly any narrative writing this year because our standards focus on opinion and informative writing, and so we've been doing a lot of that to get grades for the students. So I did just... excuse me while I stutter. I decided to do a narrative writing activity. I did this last year with my students and it went medium well, but now because it's the end of the year, this is going a lot better. So let me show you how the project works and some of the pieces and parts to it.
Okay, so the project is making mixed up fairy tale comics. So this was a freebie from TPT. Start with mixed up fairy tale writing prompt. You roll your information to mix up a funny fairy tale. Then when the kids have rolled their information, they write down the setting and the characters that they rolled. But instead of writing down the problem just in a box, I had them stop, think about the problem they rolled, and then make a brainstorming plot plan of how their story is going to go based on their setting, the characters, and the problem that they rolled. So then they kind of invented a plot for their story. So once you filled out the story map from the roll a story, then you actually write your story. So here's my example. I wrote my story. And when you write your story, you make sure you have quotation marks. This page is a bad example because there's none on there. There we go. So you make sure you put quotation marks in them. When they've written the entire story for the final draft, we make a little comic book. So they take the words that they wrote in their story and they write the words underneath, and then anytime they had quotation marks in their story, they put their quotation marks up into the picture. Rather than copying them down again, they just write them up into the story. So like this part of my story had 3 little pigs came running into the yard. Help, said one. We can't take it anymore, said the other. That wolf was so scary, said the third. And so instead of writing all of that down there, I put the speech bubbles for them. And you write your whole comic, oops, that's the wrong page, all the way through to the end until you have a beautiful story. So it takes writing and makes it into art and comic books, and the kids really like it. Our PTA is pretty much the best, and they decorated all of our doors to match our Greatest Showman Teacher Appreciation Week theme. I think I look pretty good as a circus ringmaster. I do feel like a ringleader of a bunch of monkeys, so seems appropriate.
Anyway, sorry this has been like literally the most random video ever. I just have lots of random thoughts and strange things going on in my life. So I'm going to finish eating all my Swedish fish that I shouldn't be having because that is not a healthy choice in my life. But it's the end of the year, so it's also Teacher Appreciation Week, so I'm just appreciating myself right now. Anyway, I will be uploading a video on how to make Jeopardy games, which I'm sure is in 1,000,006 other places, but it's always nice to have extra, and it's a really good option for the end of the year. So look for that coming up next. That's all I have for you guys today. See ya.